Hello. Hi. Hello. Let's see if you can hear me live. Yes, you can. So this is a take two. The first one, something with microphone was not here connecting. So here it is. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. This is an episode number 19 of Inwards series. And in this show, we are going deep inwards into our construct as a human being, as a spiritual being, as an emotional being, as an energetic being. And we are de-shaming what we have been taught is bad. We're de-shaming feeling guilt and shame. We're de-shaming what's under it. We're de-shaming depression. We're de-shaming being human. We're de-shaming being imperfect. And in the same way, we are transmuting those energies. So we are no longer driven by our old self, by our lower self, and we can actually choose consciously who we are choosing to be in this particular day, in this chapter of our journey. And every single one of us is, I believe, is full on creator of our reality, meaning we are the creators and our own creation. And that's the beauty of it. The deeper we look within, without feeling bad, without pointing fingers, without blaming, without feeling bad, but the more we see ourselves, the more we expand our awareness. And that's where the liberation, the freedom and empowerment comes from. That's where the power lies, over here, not outside. So welcome. If you're entirely new over here, please let me know in the comment section. Huge big welcome for you in our world. And my name is Eliza Mozal. I am an energy coach, spiritual mentor, and I help people heal their energy into their soul alignment by using breath work, somatic release breath work, meditation, shadow work, and energy healing work. So today we are going to be chatting together about the energetics of worthiness. And this is huge because, guys, if any of you struggle in any shape and form in manifesting what you truly want and desire, you've got to always look into the very core of the receivership point, which is the core of you, right? If there's something that you desire to have, be, experience, you've got to first, and you're trying, you're doing, something doesn't happen, you've got to first look into it. Do you actually feel worthy of receiving, having, and growing from that which you desire to receive? I'm sharing that with you because 2 years ago, this is exactly what I looked into. Just over 2 years ago, I hired a coach and I allowed myself to receive the help and support. And that expanded my awareness, and that expanded in such a huge, big way. How am I looking at myself, at the world, at my life, at the things I receive, at the things I create in my world, and the things I don't? I started taking much bigger, from a very loving place, much bigger responsibility for my incomes, for what is it that I bring into my world, and what quality stuff that I bring into my world. If I bring new people into my world, what kind of relationships are they? I just started taking a full-on blown responsibility, guys, because I was so tired of doing what I did so far. And what I did until that point was blaming others, expecting others to be the way I believe they should be or shouldn't be, and blaming them if they are missing my expectations. And I realized, oh my God, I got these all things in a wrong way. I got these all things in a wrong way. It doesn't work. It only results in a burnout. It only results in a burning bridges. It only results in me being disappointed with others. Where at the end of the day, that disappointment only comes from a place of operating by the belief systems that they're not empowering, that they're disempowering to me and who I am. Let me know, guys, if that's landing and how you're actually feeling with that, because it is scary. It can be really scary at the beginning to all of a sudden take responsibility for everything in our lives. But that doesn't have to be and look, okay, straight away, let's approach every single disaster I have experienced in my life. It can just start from here and now. How do I actually think and feel right now? If it feels contracted, can I actually take a deeper breath? Okay. Can I actually slow down? And maybe, just maybe, it's gonna take 10 minutes to slow down your breath and just give yourself so much more of expanded frequency that starts with the breath. So things can be extremely simple. We can make things so simple in our world, in our life, on the path of transformation, the old into the new. And I wanted to talk about worthiness and unworthiness and energetics of it, how it looks like, how can we actually embody that specific energetics, this mindset, what we need to do in order to actually have that happen for us in our lives, because it is entirely life changing. Over 2 years ago, when I started realizing, oh my God, through the coach I hired, I don't actually feel deeply worthy within me, in the bottom of my torso, in my first center, in my second, in my third center. I don't actually feel worthy of receiving what I desire. I want it, I work on it, and I do a lot about it, but I don't feel deeply worthy to receive it. I don't feel worthy to receive the lifestyle I dream about, the lifestyle in nature, where I can be outside in warmth as long as I want, anytime I want, any day I want. Right now, I am second winter in a row in Florida. It's a beautiful time to spend a winter over here. It's magnificent. I get my cool days. I get my kind of like nuggets of a little bit of a winter, which I like. I like the freshness of the cool, fresh air. And I also got hot summer days in between it. It is unbelievable. This is what I dreamt of and desired, but I didn't felt fully worthy. I didn't feel fully worthy of quitting my 9 to 5 and detaching from being plugged into the system and false sense of security. I didn't feel deeply worthy. There is a lot of things I did, but the worthiness was a missing thing. And if I don't feel truly deeply worthy of receiving something, I don't have to know every detail. But if I don't feel truly deeply worthy of being in that state of being, there is no way, even if I would receive it, that I can keep it, because the energetics within me will push it out. Because the energetics within me are set for contracted state, which starts with contracted nervous system, contracted muscles, contracted fascia, contracted body, because it simply is not done with still being unworthy. So I wanted to share with you something that I have experienced recently that actually created that massive call to create this video, to share it with you and help you understand yourself a little bit more. So what has happened is that I was listening to a live, a free content on social media from one of the coaches I have hired and I am working with. So this coach that I hired recently 2 coaches, and I am working very closely with the content that they are releasing as best as I possibly can. Sometimes I can be live on everything. Other times, like today, it is not gonna happen. I have 3 Zooms today, and probably I will not be able to join any of them, and that's okay. That's okay. And then the other times, 90% of time when I am on it. So I am watching yesterday my coach's live energy, and I hear her message. Maybe not every word is for me, maybe not every sentence is for me, maybe not every single little bit is for me, yet I am allowing myself to fully receive that beautiful high frequency. And I'm like, oh, would I be able to receive that high frequency if I wouldn't hire her before? Straight away, the answer from my heart came, no, you would not be able. And I'm asking why. Why? There is a truth about sentence that says people don't pay attention if they don't pay. But that's not always the case. Okay, that's not for every single person. That's not for every single situation. That's not for every single connection in between one person and another, right? But in this specific case, in my case, it was. Would I be able to fully receive it without having my consciousness shoot out to me, flooding my body with chemistry of unworthiness if I wouldn't do it? So if I wouldn't hire that person, and that's why I talk about energetics, right? Because this is all energetics. Our subconscious it expresses what we are suppressing there, what we are impressing there with our conscious. So our conscious is not what we say to ourselves: I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy, and I'm returning back to my excess, or I am eating the stuff that is really bad for me and makes me feel really not well. So I can say to myself for trillion of years, I am worthy, I am worthy, I'm worthy. But if my actions are not in alignment with that, that doesn't go anywhere. And afterwards, my actions will speak louder than my words. So the actions I am taking, for example, if I am worthy, okay, let me have my thoughts, feelings, emotions, words, and actions all in alignment with that belief, with that new belief that I desire to embody. So what that means that if I see something that my heart calls me, oh my God, this thing is for me. It could be a hat. It could be a day off where your phone is entirely on the side, where no one and nothing disturbs your peace that you are creating for yourself from yourself. Or maybe it is a special program that will help you heal deeper and expand more. And instead of being on this journey on your own for 15 years, you can do something in 9 weeks. Because that's what it is all possible. So if I wouldn't, so I desired to work with that coach since September, and it took me a month since I met her, since I seen her stuff over there, to process the resistance I had within me towards committing to a full year with her. So I didn't just jump and did something for one day, whether it was a 1-day masterclass or 1-week program. I felt called to go all in with that person because that's what my heart called me to do, right? And that doesn't mean that there is something wrong with joining with someone. I'm not saying do it the same way I did. I'm saying follow your heart and listen what it tells you that it is right for you here and now on this chapter of your journey, with whatever it is you have in the front of you that you feel the call towards. Again, it could be a day off. It could be a whole vacation on your own by yourself without taking care of someone all the time. It could be investing into your healing journey. It could be learning how to have an entirely new and healed approach towards money, right? Because the wounded money mindset could be the thing that it's hurting you the most and not taking care of that. So it could be anything and everything, and your heart knows what is it. The example is that my heart called me to work with that person for a whole year. That's a huge big commitment with a 5-digit investment from me to me for a whole year with one coach that I don't even get. There was no even promise of having any calls. Now we have the group calls here and there, which is phenomenal. So I allowed myself to receive what my heart told me, do it. It's good for you, Eliza. It is that's why you see that in the front of you, because it's good for you and it stretches you and it feels scary and exciting at the same time. So if I wouldn't follow my heart, which is from me to me, a proof of I am worthy to trust my heart. I am worthy to trust my judgment that this is the thing for me. I am worthy to trust myself that I will facilitate this space, that I will use that in the best possible way for my growth, for my expansion. If I wouldn't do that, I would not be able to listen to her free content and fully receive it, because my subconscious would be constantly flooding me with thoughts, feelings, and emotions, whether I am aware of them or not, And if not, then it would be just pure chemistry within my body of saying, yes, you're listening to her, you love the message, but you're not going to receive it because you don't feel worthy of it. And that's the energetics behind being worthy. Whatever it is that we do and think and feel, if we act on it, it shows us that we are actually worthy of it. So my call for you will be to go today into your heart by slowing down your breath and looking into what is it that I actually feel worthy of having in my life. So let me give you guys an example. For a long time, I felt worthy without being aware of it. That's why we call this show Inwards, because we've got to go deep in to be able to see it and realize it. Okay, without creating that huge big open space, not filled up with millions of others chaotic and loud things, or harmonious but still things. When we create this beautiful space in our life, we can go inwards and we can see what needs to be seen, felt, and heard. We can see also what needs to be expressed, what needs to unfold, because it's blocking the receivership of what we desire. That's exactly what Space Mastermind is all about. And we are starting on Thursday. I'm absolutely beyond excited. If this is something that you feel called to join, there is a link attached in the description. You can hop on and allow yourself to see and ask your heart, is this something for me? Do I need to create a space in my life right now? And instead of pushing more pressure on me, can I release the pressure that I have pressed onto myself and see how can I love and nurture myself more instead of stress and pressure, right? So look into that yourself in your own time, in your own space, because this is how we transmute the unworthiness. Now, I have people in my world that I work with who argued for their limitations, who are dying from cancer, and they're arguing that they do feel worthy of being healthy and being healed. And I understand that. I understand that. And I have been there myself. I was in a deep suffering and I argued for my limitations. Deep suffering. And I needed to just open up a little bit more. Just open up a little bit more and open up to the massive storage of the compassion within me that I am deeply worthy, to open up a little bit more and see, wow, I'm the one who placed that block in the front of me. No wonder I deal with what I am dealing with. Because I promise you guys, you cannot feel worthy 1,000,000% of having freedom and love and joy in your life and not giving it to yourself. You cannot. We are experiencing in our life what we allow ourselves to experience. So if our desire is to have so much more love and joy and passion in our life, we will have it as much as we will allow ourselves to receive. If you feel deeply, deeply, deeply worthy of having pure, kind, and loving relationships in your life, you will close the door on the toxic relationships. You will exit yourself. You will not be trying, keep on trying, change another person. You will realize it is not my job to punish them. It is not my job to change them. It is not my job even to tell them that they should be any different. My job is to look into myself and my world and what I allow in it. Yeah, of course, healthy communication is phenomenal and amazing. But if your level of consciousness is there because you opened up to seeing, oh my God, I'm the one that allows this in my world, it will be very difficult when you set a healthy functional boundaries for someone who doesn't have them to understand it. They will see that as you wronging them. They will see that as you being evil. They will see that as you being cruel and heartless, where actually you will be just open to pure love instead of trashing the frequency within you and around you. I experienced that over and over and over again. And it came a point in my life where I became so selective with who I let into my world. And if someone shows me their true colors, I'm no longer waiting for the 15th and 20th time for them to prove it, who they are. I see the first times they had another chance, and then I see it again, and it's like, okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I wish you absolutely all the best. But it's very important for me to, if I see them in any way wrong, that there's something within me to be looked into. I cannot see another person. I got myself now into whole another subject, but I just want to point it out, because if I see someone, oh, you are low frequency, I'm a high frequency, you don't belong in my world. No, that's not how it works. Expanded higher frequencies, expanded compassion and love. It's not wronging someone who doesn't see that stuff yet. It's no longer my business to judge if someone shouldn't be where they are. Every single one of us are exactly where we're meant to be. Every single one of us have things to learn and see and love, even if we have been conditioned into believing that this is wrong. The more love we can extend without bypassing feeling the pain, without bypassing feeling the fear. Feel it, allow it to heal it on its own, and understand in the same time you are so much more than this singular emotion of heart. That's what I have been experiencing recently. I have people returning into my life in different shapes and forms, apologizing or expressing their gratitude, sending their blessings. And I didn't hear from these people in a long time. It is no longer my job to judge or criticize or shame anyone and anything. My job is to address myself anytime the old part of me wants to shame or judge or wrong anyone or anything. But that's for another subject, guys. Let's return back. Let's circle back quickly for the last minute or two into worthiness and unworthiness and the core, our core receivership of that frequency. So to simplify it in the most loving way, in the most compassionate way, we receive in our life only that which we allow ourselves to receive. The Eliza that it was struggling 5 and 10 years ago, I wasn't that struggling 5 years ago. They were things I was already deeply healing. But 10 years ago, 8 years ago, Eliza was crushed to the ground. I was operating from pure fear frequency. There was no such a thing as being opened and aware and awakened. Although I remember in my teen years going through spiritual awakening and having no clue what to do with it. There was no internet available to me at this time, not even a phone in the home I was brought up with. So all I had to do is just to feel it, see it. Oh my God, last night I was flying in between the stars, and it was not a dream. It was real, right? And that was then dimmed and dimmed and dimmed because I simply didn't know how to deal with it. And that's okay. That's okay. So what I started realizing in the last 8 years of this work, working on myself, receiving absolute ton of help and support and guidance and love and nurturing and kindness and some kick in my ass also, which was manifestation of me allowing myself to receive hurt from others and perceiving things as hurt instead of as something different and bigger, right? That's another thing, assigning the meaning. I started realizing more and more and more, okay, I will only have in my life what I will open myself to. Because when I allow myself to receive something good, I will also understand, okay, there are actions that I need to take that are in alignment with that specific thing and its frequency and its energetics, thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And if the old self kicks in, and it will, it is my job to address it. And if I don't know how to master my energy and address it, and the old self takes over every time a fearful thought comes in, it is my job. It is my job to allow myself to receive the help and support from others who know how to do it. Who know how to do it. If you've got value from this specific content, please share that with others. This is the message that people need to see, not the news, not the TV news. Be afraid, be ashamed, and go and hide. People need to see the whole thing is about freedom, liberation, and addressing what we've been told to run away from. I would appreciate a great deal if you would share with me the value you got from this video. How do you actually feel worthy in your life of receiving what you desire? If just like myself, you are actively doing breath work, meditation, shadow work, energetic work in order to manifest the thing that your heart tells you you came here for it, right? Do you actually feel deeply worthy to receive it and have it? And if you do, how would that feel like in your life? How would it feel like in your whole being to actually have it, receive it, and grow from it and expand? This is the biggest question you can ask yourself. And in a loving way, I'm encouraging you to go all into it. Sit with that energy within you, allow it to stir. Feel it and see the blockages you have within you towards it, if you can sense them, and dive into it. Allow yourself to receive that help and support and guidance that it's in the front of you in order to release what no longer helps you. What no longer helps you. Okay, lovelies. If any of you didn't watch DREAM Masterclass yet, you will still have around a week to watch it entirely for free. The link is in description. It's gonna blow your socks off if you desire to manifest the life of your dreams, or even if you are thinking, is that actually possible for me, right? For you. And also, if you desire to receive the help and support and guidance to open up into a deeper level of healing of your nervous system, your energetics, and your emotions, to create the space, the healthy space within you in which the thing you desire can land on, we are starting SPACE Mastermind on Thursday. So hurry up. Go to the link attached, register. If you have any questions, send me private message on Instagram, eliza.mozal, or on Facebook, Eliza Mozal, and I will connect with you from there. So much love to every single one of you. Thank you for being here, and I'm sending you lots of love.